Business Life with Kimmi. Well, hey guys, I'm Kimmi, and today we're talking about how to start a pressure washing business. For those of you who do not know, I'm Kimmi. I speak all things business over here, and today I'm going to help you to start your pressure washing business. And you may say, why would someone need to do that? What is pressure washing? If you've never heard of it before, homes need to be pressure washed. Sometimes there's algae, there's just dirt, just like you wash your car. Homes need to be cleaned. And a lot of times people don't have the equipment to do it. They don't have the equipment, they don't have the time or energy. Sometimes it requires ladders, and it actually requires know-how. You cannot just start pressure washing. You need to know what you're doing, because if the pressure is too strong, like a hose or something, you can pull the shingles and roofing right off of a home. So you need to know what you're doing. So I'm going to help you start that business right now. Okay. Again, step by step. So the first thing is to know what the industry is. And I kind of went over that a little bit with you, but are you going to be pressure washing commercial property? Or will it be residential property? That means homes, or will you be servicing mostly companies? Because everyone that has a building needs to have pressure washing. Even brick needs to be pressure washed. Sometimes if they're in a muddy area, the mud gets all on the brick. And that's the first thing you see is the outside of a home or a business. And if that's not clean, that'll tell you sometime what's going on the inside, right? So it doesn't matter if it's residential or commercial, there is a need for pressure washing. This could be your industry. Let's keep going. When you're researching the industry, you also want to find out, what is the competition doing? I'm big on knowing what the competition is doing, because if they're offering services only for commercial, that gives you an opportunity maybe to focus on the residential, okay? Some people may not have the expertise level to work with brick. That may be an opportunity for you. So you need to find out, what are other people doing? The best way to do that is just go to Google, put in pressure washing near me. Don't call the competition and pretend to be a client, but just put in pressure washing near me and pull up people's websites, kind of look around and see what they're offering. And that'll give you an idea maybe what's lacking in the industry that you could feel the need. So again, we're going to talk about defining services. We kind of talked about it already, which is your residential, or commercial, but you also want to think about restaurants, schools also need it, daycares. There's so many industries. Wherever there's a building or a structure, they may need to have pressure washing. So you got to look in your area and look around, see what's dirty. Like, you might go into a whole community, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, and every house needs to be done. That might be an opportunity for you to get in that neighborhood, do 1 or 2 houses cheaper, and then bam, you are the go-to pressure washer. But we'll talk about that shortly. Next, you want to identify your target market, which we already talked about, like the actual properties, but who in your area demographically would be a great client for you? Is it the older clientele who are not able to clean their homes on the outside, or is it a person that works all the time in your neighborhood? Do most people have jobs? They work 9 to 5, and on the weekend they just want to chill. Who is your demographic? Is it a younger clientele that just doesn't know? So you got to get out in the community and kind of look around, and all of that's going to help you when it comes to pricing, which we'll talk about later. Because some of your older clientele may have more money or may not. It just depends. You got to know your area. Is everybody in your area driving expensive vehicles? Are the properties, valued at over $500,000, $600,000? Or are they starter homes where the average home price might be $200,000? So you have to kind of look at all of that. Now, nowadays, there ain't too many houses that start at $200,000. It's just not. However, you get my point. Depending on your market, are you in a rural area or urban area? You got to look at all of that. Everything goes into pricing, and we'll talk about that later. So now's the time to learn your demographics. That's what the main point of this part was, the demographics. Older, younger, rural, suburban. Where are we? Urban. Okay. Now let's get to the next point. Your structure of your business. Are you going to be the sole owner? Are you sharing the business? Is it going to be a partnership? If it's going to be a partnership, everything needs to be in writing. You cannot assume that, this person is going to honor the agreement that you verbally have. Everything needs to be in writing if you are starting a business with someone. I don't care who the business is starting with. Put it in writing. Who's the owner? Is it 50-50, 49-51, whatever it is, everything needs to be in writing. Who's going to be responsible for the equipment? Who's going to be responsible for this? What are the actual duties? So make sure your structure is clear. Are you going to be an LLC, limited liability? Are you going to be a sole proprietor? So there are many options. So I'm not going to get into all of that now because that's a whole topic for another conversation. But just think about how your business will be set up structurally, okay? Now let's talk about the necessary cleaning supplies that you'll need for your pressure washing business, okay? The first thing you're going to need is a high pressure washer. That would be obvious, right? Maybe not. That's why we got to talk about it. They come in different sizes. You can get small all the way up to commercial grade. So you just have to see what size homes do you plan to target. And there's nothing wrong with starting out with a smaller machine and gradually get larger machines based on the income that you're making, okay? Do not go out and buy the most expensive piece of equipment and you have not completed one pressure washing job. Please don't do that. Again, there's nothing wrong with starting out with a smaller machine, do a few jobs, then upgrade. Because if you take all of your money and try to buy the most expensive and you have not completed any job, you're going to even come across desperate with your clients, the way you price your services, which we still come into pricing soon. If you buy the most expensive machine, I got to pay for this machine. Okay, I got to charge her more because I got to pay for this. I owe Home Depot $20,000 for this machine. I got to charge more. No, start out small because it affects every piece of your business, okay? And marketing. Let's go to marketing next. The next thing about marketing is everyone should know you're doing pressure washing. Tell all of your neighbors, start with your neighbors actually. Matter of fact, start with your own home and people will say, oh, who did your pressure washing? Oh, I did it. Oh, I didn't know you did that. And then that's how the word starts. So start with your home if you own one. If not, pick a neighbor's house. It might be your mother, father. It might be a sister, brother, whoever, or a close friend. Start with somebody's house. And even you could give out discounts. Say if you just went into a neighborhood, yes, ma'am, I'm starting my pressure washing business, or I have a pressure washing business. I would love to do your home for you, and I can give you a discount if you don't mind spreading the word for me. That's another way. Or even referrals. You do one person's home and say, hey, if you let someone know for me, I'll give you $10 off the next time, or I can pay you $10 or $15, whatever. Whatever you come up with, I can give you a gift card, some kind of way to let people know you appreciate the referrals, because a lot of people eat on referrals. I do too in my other business. People refer all the time. Now, I don't have a referral payment for my clients because I just don't make that much per job, quite frankly. But if you're making a lot of money per job, and eventually you may not even have to do that. I'm just saying just to get started, because I'm not in the habit of pay to play. Not really. Most businesses I've done it organically, and you can too. And organically just means that you go out and get the business. They tell somebody, and then next thing you know, you are doing your thing. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is pricing, and back to marketing just a little bit more. With marketing, all your social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, advertise your business. Make sure you have a nice logo. Make sure if you're using pictures of yourself, you always have a smile. Make it inviting for people to do business with you. List your services on your business cards. Make sure you have business cards. Make sure you have a flyer. These are different things, different steps that will help with the marketing piece, okay? And then last but not least, we're going to talk about the money. So when it comes to pricing your services, you want to think about all the things we said earlier. Don't buy so much equipment where you have to overcharge your client to pay for it. Make sure you're always fair with your client. Now, questions equal money. So what do I mean by that? You want to price your services after you ask the appropriate questions. How large is the home? How many square feet is the home? Is it brick? Is it vinyl? Is it hardy plank? Ask all these different questions. What type of a material is it? Is it commercial? Is it residential? How far do you have to travel? How much solution will you need? You have to think about all these different things when you are starting a business. It may sound like a lot, but it's really not. So let's recap some of the things that you're going to do when you're starting your pressure washing business. Research the industry. Define your services. Identify your target market. Set up the proper business structure. Buy your supplies. Make sure you're insured. Okay. Price your services accordingly, and make sure you market and let everybody know that, hey, I started started a pressure washing business. I'm sure you will be successful. Well, until next time, I'm going to ask you to click subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. And much success on your pressure washing business. Bye.